Welcome to the Mario Matter, the #1 Nintendo podcast.
Josh, welcome to the Mario Matter. How's it going?
So good. How are you doing today?
I am doing good, man. I'm excited. You had me on your podcast last week. We played some Mario Golf. Everyone check it out. We'll link it down below. And I was like, hey, man, you're a cool fella. Let's get you on the Mario Matter. So I'm glad that we could do this. I'm very glad here.
Yo, I had a great time. And I got to call out that, like, I hit that 6-7 you hit it. I didn't even, bro, you guys got to go watch. I literally just say my age, like when I was 6 or 7 and his hands go up and I didn't even see it. And then you looked at me in the video and you're like, oh, he's too old. He didn't get that. And
I will put that on screen for those who didn't see it. He was like, I was 6 or 7 years old, and I didn't want to interrupt you and go, he said 6-7, but I did the hand motion. I'll put it on screen for the video listeners so you can see what we're talking about.
It was good.
It was a great time. It was great. But let's dive into some Nintendo news here. We have a rumor to kick things off. I don't know if I'm buying it. We'll talk about it. We'll see. There's a rumor that's flying that the Nintendo Switch 2 price may increase soon. Now, I definitely want to call it a rumor. And the rumor is that because, and you may know more about this than me, I don't know, this is what I'm getting. Because there's apparently an ongoing RAM shortage, which is like memory for the console. And I've read it's due to like a lot of AI companies and AI this and AI that. They all need power. Because the memory is getting more expensive for the Switch 2, it's harder to come by, meaning Nintendo is effectively going to be making less off the Switch 2 because they have to spend a little bit more than maybe they thought. Essentially, a price hike at this point is going to be, quote unquote, as I've been reading, unavoidable because parts are being more expensive. They're saying the Switch 2 might be $500, Josh. Are we buying this at all?
So it's it seems to be kind of a slippery slope, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's not only RAM is going up, but also storage.
Okay.
And so that there's two factors. I was trying to pull up the article. I was reading an article earlier this week. So I can't find it exactly. So the numbers aren't going to be like rock solid. So just, grain of salt basically is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
But I want to say it was something like a 41% increase in the cost of the RAM for the Switch 2 and an 8% increase in the cost of storage. Mm-hmm. And it's basically due to supply issues. Like even trying, apparently the high capacity, like 1 terabyte micro SD express, also very hard to come by because these AI companies are apparently just eating up any storage they could get a hold of. And so I like, honestly, I mean, we don't want to see a price hike at all. That's just it's never a good thing.
Right.
But it may be unavoidable at this point. So hopefully not. And I mean, if there's been a handful of sales this last week of getting the Switch with Mario Kart for $450. So if you guys are in the market and you can swing it, do it now before the potential price hike.
For sure. I feel like a lot of people are going to be safe because, it's the first Christmas season with the Switch 2. So, a lot of kids are going to see that under the tree this year. So they will be fine. It's just after that I'm worried about. I think if they ever raise the price, I'm not Nintendo, but I could see it coming it'd have to be like early next year, right? Like January, February, because you just can't do it now, like during the hot season. So I think after that kind of cools down, we might see it. Would 500, do you think, be the price, or like could they do a weird 475?
I think it would all depend on bottom line, right? Like I think they're gonna try to keep those margins as razor thin as possible, and like try to make sure that they can get this into as many consumers' hands without having it eat their lunch and without having it be too expensive for the consumer. So it's a frustrating thing, and I didn't really see this coming. Like it's kind of shocking to me. Like we saw those like chip shortages and stuff during the PS5 era, and that made getting that console and the Series X like very hard to get. And now it's almost like we're seeing history repeat itself. And you know, I don't know a lot of the details. Like, is it how quickly can they manufacture these things? Is there resources that go into these things that end up becoming harder to get? Like, what slows down the process? There's a lot behind it, right? So yeah, 475, like 500, 550 then is that what we're thinking would end up being the Mario Kart bundle if they keep those going, you know?
Yeah, I could see 500 probably, just because like everyone else is doing that, and who knows what the PlayStation 6 and the next Xbox are going to cost. So I think 500 you could do. Am I supporting this? No, I don't want to pay more money. But you know, could I see it? Probably. So we'll see. It's all rumors. I see it happening, but I also saw Mario Kart DLC getting announced this week, and that didn't happen. We can dive into that later. But next up, something that actually came out last night. We are recording Friday morning. Came out last night. A brand new Mario Galaxy movie trailer released. I don't know if you saw it yet. Have you?
All 5 seconds. Yep.
Oh yes, it was 30 seconds long. It wasn't much. We can fly by it, but I did want to bring it up. We didn't really get much out of it. It's Bowser Jr. fighting Mario and Luigi. You hear Luigi say a few lines. I mean, we really didn't get much. I mean, part of it was even the exact same scene of Bowser Jr. that we saw in the first trailer. So we didn't take much, just that the movie's coming soon. We can fly by. Any final thoughts there?
I love seeing more because I'm a huge fan, obviously. But Luigi throwing that knee and then immediately rubbing his knee,
right?
Because it hurt, was just so Luigi. Like, I feel like they're really nailing some things. I think seeing more of Bowser Jr. the way he was fighting Mario, like that was actually pretty intense as far as like how fast he was and the way Mario was having to move. I'm like, yo, I kind of dig this. Like, it's not just the slow try to jump on his head kind of thing. Like they're having some fun with the action, which I think is great.
Right. It looks a lot more, I would say maybe intense than the first one. It looks very smooth. I like it. Something that you may like more than me. I'm not saying that I don't like it, but you know, maybe you'll enjoy this. Nintendo decided that we're going to shadow drop Wario World, which is now available on the Nintendo Switch Online GameCube Classics service. Wario World. Now, Josh, we talked about this on your podcast. I was born about right after the GameCube generation. I'm a little young buck. Never really got to touch Wario World in my days. So I'm going to allow you to maybe speak to this a touch more than I can. Wario World, are we playing it? Do we like the game? What are our thoughts here?
So I've never played it.
Okay. That's
I immediately put out a short asking people their thoughts. And and some of my comments were top tier, little rough around the edges, but really worth playing. When I saw the trailer, like when they announced it, I immediately wanted to play it. I'm like, oh, this is like a 3D adventure. Like I once Wario got into like WarioWare stuff, I kind of tuned it out. I'm just like, it's not like I've played them and they're okay, but I don't like go out of my way to play them. This is one of those like they announced it, I was like, oh, cool. But then when I saw what the game was, like the box art, I was like, oh, this was always on the shelf at Game Crazy, at GameStop. Like, I feel like I saw it all the time, but I never even picked it up because I was just like, oh, it's Wario. It's probably goofy mini games, not a third person adventure. And so now I'm like, oh, this is a like I'll probably pop it in this weekend and just see what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, why not? I'll probably play it too. Just like you, I've seen the game around, but when I watched the trailer, I was like, I should have been playing this a whole long time ago. I should have gotten this, a few years ago. So I'll be playing it. It comes out Wednesday, December. Oh, wait. Oh,
no, it's out.
It's out. Okay, I was going to say our next game, I think, has a release date. This one's out. This one's out now, so we can get right to it. So yeah, we'll play it. If I do play it, I will let you all know my thoughts next week, but you can go play Wario World now. That's interesting. This wasn't one of the games that was like announced to come, right? Just shadow drop in the name, right? That's weird.
Yeah, they we've seen like Sunshine was announced and a number of like Pokemon games. It's kind of a ghost town on that GameCube app right now. Like it'd be nice if they'd pick up the pace just a little bit. So it's good that we're getting something, but like it's the 40th anniversary of Mario. Get Sunshine out there for those that don't have the 3D All-Stars.
Right. I think this makes it 7 games because we had the 3 at the start. We had Strikers, Chibi Robo, Luigi's Mansion. This makes it 7, I think. It's not a lot if it is 7.
Yeah, like Soul Calibur's on there too, right? So there's it's like I said, it's a bit of a ghost town, but some stellar titles like F-Zero's fantastic. Like there's some good stuff, but yeah, it'd be great to see more.
Yeah, I think there's about 6 or 7 games on there. Sorry. Next up on the news, we got Rayman 2, The Great Escape, and Tonic Trouble coming to N64 Switch Online. This one has the release date on Wednesday, next Wednesday, December 17th. 2 more games I haven't played. Have you played them?
I have not.
Okay.
I haven't. I saw the Tonic Trouble, like looking at the Tonic Trouble trailer, I was like, yo, it looks pretty good. Like the animation and stuff looked pretty cool for N64, right? Like, I mean, it's that system's obviously kind of dated, but it looked pretty good. And I know Rayman's got a pretty decent following. Like, and I saw a handful of people that were pretty excited for this one.
Yeah, the only Rayman I've touched is like the newer stuff. So we got Rayman, was it Origins? And then we have the other one that I played on Wii U. I forget the name. Rayman
Legends? Is that
Legend? Yeah, Legends. Yeah, that one. So played that one on the Wii U.
One of them. Did they both get ported to Switch or only one of those? Do you remember?
I know Legends did. I don't know if Origins did. I feel like on that one, but Legends definitely did. So
yeah,
that's
Legends
cool.
for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So those are coming. We don't have many thoughts. We ain't played the games, but let us know in the comments if you've played them, what you think. Maybe you can help us or somebody else listening. After that, I wasn't going to put this on the news, but I always like to do a little episode of my Nintendo year in review. Nintendo tweeted out yesterday that we will not get our Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 year in review until January, which is, that's kind of backwards to me. So they put out a tweet, the year in review recap arrives this January. Get ready for a personalized look back at all your Nintendo Switch 2025 fun next month. Not a big piece of news. We can't talk about it for 20 minutes, but is this not weird? Like, I believe it's been in December every single year. I don't know why this is in January, maybe to allow some more time for Switch 2 data to come in. I have no idea.
That's kind of what I'm wondering too. Like if for everybody that's opening one up on December 25th, they'll have 5 days in this year, or, 7 days.
There we go.
To get their Switch 2 info on there. Maybe it's just a coding issue. Maybe it's like, oh, we got to get everything on here. Although they have all of our play activity on that Nintendo store. So I don't, if you want your year in review, you can go start doing some math if you really want to figure out how much you played each day of each game. But yeah, it did seem a little bit strange, especially since they have their wrapped on the music. The music app is there, so
they have one. They don't have the other. What do you think your most played game is going to be?
Mario Kart World.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. It's going to be a toss up between 8 and World. I don't know which one's going to end up taking the. It might be 8 Deluxe because I have 2,100 hours in that game. Wow. So, that's
crazy.
I a lot of streams of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So it may take the cake, but I wouldn't be mad if World was number 1 this year.
I think it just will be, only because like when the Switch 2 came out, like we all probably got it at launch. There's only one game to play if you're not playing Welcome Tour. I feel like so many people just put tons of hours into it. Even if your favorite game ended up being Bonanza, which came out in July, like even if that was like, that's my game of the year, you probably still put the most hours in Mario Kart World. I feel like that's going to be a lot of people's answer. So yeah, I think that's mine. That's probably going to be mine. I put it's not a lot of hours, but I put 100, 150 in there. So I could see that taking the cake for me.
Yeah, I'm a similar number. I think last I saw was 120 or something like that.
Yeah, so that's probably going to win. If not that, I think Animal Crossing would win for me. I love Animal Crossing. It's no secret. That probably still, come in number 2. I will say with this new 3.0 update. I wonder if it'll be my game of the year next year. I don't know. We'll see. A game like most played game, not, best game of the year. We'll see.
It's gonna get you, man. You're gonna be.
It might.
You're gonna be hooked. You're gonna be screaming into the megaphone, having all your villagers show up.
One piece of news I didn't put on here. I could have. I just didn't know how big of a news it was. Our friend of the show, Nintendo Talk, came on Twitter this week with a fiery leak saying that on December 16th, which is the embargo date, we're going to get a bunch of new news on Animal Crossing New Horizons' 3.0 update. So if that happens, we will report on any new info that comes out next week. So we will see if that happens. I trust the man, so we'll see. We'll talk about it next week. With that said, Josh, do you know what happened Thursday night? Big event.
Well, I did laundry.
Mm-hmm. Football was on. We got Thursday night football.
Yeah, there was football. Maybe the Game Awards? Is that?
Oh, I think that's it. I think it was the Game Awards. Folks, that is our main topic for today. We're going to recap it. Should Nintendo have won these awards? Which awards did they win? All the fun stuff, announcements, what we thought. Let's get into it right now. Folks, the annual Game Awards happened Thursday night, which was December 11th. We are here, gathered, posting this podcast on December 13th to talk about said Game Awards. Nintendo releasing their Switch 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World. This is a big year for them. We'll see if they won any awards. Spoiler alert, they did, and we'll talk about them today. So, I guess we can start because there was a lot of motion before the Game Awards, I would argue. There were Mario Kart DLC announcement rumors. There were Zelda remake rumors. I want to dive into those last, weirdly enough, just because I feel like that might have a little bit more conversation substance than, this game won an award. I don't know. I'll dive into those last, but let's start. Nintendo won the Best Family Game Award with Donkey Kong Bonanza. Woo! That was one of the first things announced. And Bonanza was up for the award. It beat Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Crossroads, and Split Fiction. All great games. I've played, I think, all of them. Bonanza wins. Do we agree on this, Josh?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 1,000%. Just from my personal experience, my girlfriend she was 3 when the game came out. She's since turned 4. She wait,
hold on. Sorry. Can I please clear that up? You said your girlfriend was 3.
My girlfriend's daughter.
Okay, sorry. I just didn't want any comments, man. I'm so sorry. Your girlfriend was 3 when Bonanza came out. I'm sorry.
My girlfriend's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Thanks for good catch.
Okay.
But yeah, my girlfriend's daughter, she just loved Donkey Kong. She also loved Mario Kart. Don't get me wrong. Both of those have been fantastic games to play with younger kids. Donkey Kong, you give her the controller, she just pairs the level up, doesn't care about the bananas or any of that stuff. She can just have a blast.
It's just fun.
So, yes, and then I can go co-op. She can play as Pauline, or she'll make me be Pauline because she doesn't want to just scream at the level. And then she's Donkey Kong. Mario Kart World, same kind of thing though. I could just turn her loose, give her the Switch 1 Pro controller, and she'd just go to open world and just have a great time. So I think they're both very solid family games. Great for getting kids started on games without having to there's not a lot they have to read. There's not a lot they can just jump in and have fun. So I think it's a great choice there. And I'm biased towards Mario. I mean, I'm wearing Mario Kart t-shirt. I have a Mario Kart tattoo. I'm a little biased when it comes to Mario Kart.
Sure.
But I'm not upset about this whatsoever. I think it's a good choice.
Right. I'm not either. I think if I was running the Game Awards, I would have picked Mario Kart. I don't know why. I just see Mario Kart. What game is more family oriented than that? 4 players more if you're playing online. I don't know. I just see Mario Kart as a family game, but I believe Bonanza should have won something, and thankfully it did. So I'm not mad at this either. I'll take it. I just picture Mario Kart as a family game. But after that, Mario Kart did win Best Sports/Racing Game. I knew it was going to win something, so it actually makes sense that it won this because it was up against EA Sports FC 26. It's the same game every year. It's fun, but it's the same every year. F1 25. Haven't played F1 25, but I actually have heard good things. I don't know if it's good or not, or if my friend who told me good things just really loves the game. I don't know. I've heard good things. Mario Kart wins. It was also up against Rematch, which I've not played, and Sonic Racing Cross World. I think it takes the easy dub there. Mario Kart World does. Agree? Disagree? Where do we stand?
I mean, I'm all for it. Right. I think I know only a very little bit. I think it's the Rematch game is actually pretty huge. And so I that one was the one that kind of had me worried when it came to Mario Kart World. Sonic Racing also solid, right?
Yep.
That also solid. But yeah, for me, it definitely was. It was going to be Mario Kart all the way, and was really, really, really glad to see that it won. That it won something. It's my game of the year, honestly. Like that's at the end of the day, that's what Mario Kart World is for me. So glad to see it won at least something.
Yeah, it has done good. And then after that, the only other award that Nintendo was up for was Game of the Year, which they lost. We'll put it that way. Donkey Kong Bonanza was up for Game of the Year. It did not win. Hades 2 was also up there. Hollow Knight Silksong was up there. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was up there, and so was Death Stranding 2. On the beach. And what won, Josh, I've never heard of this game. I can barely pronounce the game. Is it Claire Obscure Expedition 33? Do I have this right?
Yep. You got it. That's
beautiful.
It. Yeah.
Now, listen, I'll let you give your full thoughts, but I just want to put this out there. Am I the only one? Like, am I just under a rock? Like, last year, Baldur's Gate 3. Am I under a rock? I never heard of the game before. Oh, no. It was Astrobot. It was Astrobot, right? Or am I
Astrobot 1, yes.
Okay, sorry. Something was Baldur's Gate. I don't know if it was 2 years ago, whatever. Never heard of it. This one here, I don't know if I'm under a rock. I've never heard of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Never even heard of it in my life. I have a brother who plays a lot of Steam games, PC games. I've never seen him like on, Discord it says playing this game. I've never seen him play this. I don't know. A lot of people in my circle are not one for these games. Am I under the rock, Josh, or is this not the most well-known game in this community particularly?
It's very well known.
Okay, gosh, I am under the rock.
So if you're in the Nintendo like community, it's not well known. It's not on Switch 2 yet. Hopefully it will be. This is an indie game from a relatively small team. I would always hear about it. I knew it was on Game Pass. Like I basically have Switch and Xbox, and so like I knew it was there, but it's a pretty like beefy RPG, so I was like, I'm not going to have time to get into this with, mainly talking about Nintendo stuff. At PAX West, not everybody, a lot of people, especially on Saturday, were wearing the red hat and had baguettes. And I'm like, why is everybody wearing these berets and what's with the bread? Like, what is going on here? And I mean, I'm not talking, I was like, I didn't know if there was like, I said it on my show last night. I'm like, I don't know if there was like a rival gang or something going to be like, something's going down. Like what is, and I had to finally ask somebody and they're like, oh, it's from Claire Obscure. I was like, oh, okay. So again, made zero sense to me. I was under that same rock, but it has since been like, it kind of spread like wildfire. It was that one of the game this year that like the indie game, it was kind of like what Celeste did. And, it just kind of, but if you're not into RPGs all that much and it's not on Switch, I could totally understand why it was. But I mean, Charlie Cox from Daredevil is one of the voice actors in this game, and he got the role and was like, I don't even really have any idea what this is. His agent handed him the script, he recorded it, and he was like, so. But it's like. One thing that's super cool about this game, you can see how tight-knit the team is. The community is very tight-knit around it. Like there's just it feels like a deep love for art. Like this game really does come off as a beautiful piece of art. And so it's I may even fire up my Xbox and jump in and check it out before, because I always try to hold out to be able to play it on Switch because I want to be able to talk about it with the community and that kind of stuff. But
Right.
I may just jump in ahead of time, just especially since it got Game of the Year. One thing I wanted to point out to let people know, there is some artwork from the Hades 2 devs that they drew in the style of Hades all of the games that were nominated. So Donkey Kong is taking up the majority of the picture with the little Silk Song character sitting on his shoulder, and then you can see the guy from it's Daryl, right, from The Walking Dead, but
Right.
from Death Stranding, and then one of the characters from Clair Obscur and from Hades as well. And it's a really cool piece of art. Donkey Kong's got pants on and a gold belt and a gold bow tie. Like
Right.
it's fantastic. So I just wanted to let people know they should check that out. It's really cool to see.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I never expected Bonanza to win. I mean, there's some good games up there, and I feel like it's always the ones that I never have heard of that win, except for last year. But hey, I mean, I think they should be somewhat happy with walking away with 2 awards. I was gonna say that they should be happy, but I feel like they win best family game every year. Am I wrong there? I don't know. I feel like maybe this is same old.
It's just the best Nintendo award. Is basically what the
Pretty
family
much.
award has turned into.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I had a little bit of hope for Donkey Kong because of Astrobot, right?
Right.
Like, I feel like some of the competition for Astrobot last year was pretty stiff as well. And so I was like, well, there's a chance. I just don't know that the Donkey Kong was not as readily available for everybody as this game. That is for sure. With PC, multiple consoles, Donkey Kong being on a brand new console, that that's going to hinder it somewhat when it comes to these awards, no question. But I mean, I loved Donkey Kong. I'm having a hard time when I do like my own game of the year, like Mario Kart's at the top. I just finished Prime 4 yesterday, and I think Prime 4 beats out Donkey Kong, but they're really neck and neck for me. Like, they're just both so good.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because I'm gonna do mine too, probably like my ranking. It's gonna be tough to put everything everywhere. But Game of the Year, you got Clair Obscur. Let's talk about this. As I mentioned, top of the segment, a lot of motion before the Game Awards. I was really buying in to this first rumor that we can talk about. Let's talk about it spoiler free, because there was like an element of spoiler to it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. It's Donkey Kong Bonanza spoiler. There was a rumored Mario Kart DLC going around. I would tell you the basis of the rumor, but that, once again, could half spoil Bonanza. We'll keep that hush. I saw that you did a piece, some like segment on this rumor. Did you believe it? Because I didn't get to listen to it yet. Did you buy into this?
I don't buy into a whole lot until it's officially announced, right? Like, I'll talk about stuff if I feel like it's worth talking about, but I don't just like chase leaks and rumors. It's just not my thing. There has to be something coming, right? And there's a lot of hints, and there does seem to be, like, if you dig into this, there was stuff that was data mined. There's also voice actors that are credited in the game. And so that, whether or not they were voicing different characters, sometimes that can end up being the case, right? Like, so it seemed like there was a bit of validity to it. It wouldn't have shocked me if it had been. I wasn't expecting like a big DLC, like not like, hey, we're getting. But I also have no clue how they're going to do DLC, which I'd like to unpack with you for just a little bit, just to kind of
let's do it.
Hear what you're thinking. But like, do you think they're going to add tracks to the current world, or do you think they're going to expand the world and then have to add more connecting tracks all over said world? And then do you think we get to the point where they start incorporating the warp pipe so that you can go from like Mario Circuit to Bowser's Castle, without having to, because those two could never connect. So how do you think they're going to end up doing it?
That's a tough one. I mean, I could see them trying to maybe expand the world. I feel like the most clean-cut answer to me, and I don't know if it's clean-cut for the players, but what if you just like, DLC kind of has to bring it. I feel like with Mario Kart 8, you just had characters and a few new tracks. It was great. It was cool, but I feel like you kind of have to bring it. What if they just made like a whole new world? I mean, it is Mario Kart World. Can we have like separate worlds and like make a whole nother one of what the game already is? Like make a whole bunch of new connecting tracks? That's what I'd want. I just don't know if that's going too far for Nintendo. I could see that happening.
Like a second island, more or less.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. I see that happening too. And I think they could drip feed that to where it was like they could have all of have the world built out, have all of the streets everywhere, and then just start dropping tracks in as they drip feed it out. Because I can't imagine they're just gonna be like, here's another whole game in one DLC. It would probably have to be drip fed, just so they have time to work on it. So that's kind of the direction I'm leading to. And that way, like, it looks like two complete packages at the end of the day. Like, yeah, you're not going to be able to like knockout tour from Mario Kart or Mario Bros Circuit over into one of these new tracks necessarily, but that does keep you like, you can practice that cup and knockout tour
right
without having to have things get mixed up too much. So, because they would also change the entire game if they start dropping in courses in the current world. Now knockout tours like, oh, now you got to drive through this track instead of just driving straight. So
yep.
I don't know. I'm very curious on what their roadmap looks like. I wish they would share something with us.
Mm-hmm. And they could even do like new characters on the island. Like if you free roam over there, you can get new characters. You can unlock them. Maybe it's Donkey Kong character. Who knows? I think something like that would be pretty cool. Do you think they'll ever make a change to battle mode? I think we talked about this on your podcast.
I think they will. Look, I've said this a number of times on my show. Like Mario Kart 8 did not launch super smooth. There was a lot they had to. They George Lucas Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They went back and they made the game that everybody wanted, and that's how like they took the feedback and they made something great. Well, we're living in a time now where they can take the feedback and start changing it as we go. And we're already seeing that happen. And so the fact that I just don't know that it's as high a priority as trying to make sure that they just keep people in and having fun with like racing. But they got to do something and hope like, I think we're probably both of the same mind that it's like, just give us battle mode tracks. Like, I don't care if they're in that world or not. Like, just give us an arena that makes sense. Because if you go all the way back to the first battle modes, they were designed for it. Not just, hey, let's throw you in to this. Like, the world's too big. Like it's too big to be able to try to do battle mode outside of having specific courses. 8 killed it when they finally put the battle mode back in. So yeah, like give us battle mode island or something just off the beaten path. Like that would just, it would make me want to play it more. Because right now I don't even want to mess with battle mode because it just seems like an afterthought, not something that was intentional.
Yep. We will see what happens with the Mario Kart DLC. It's probably still coming, just a matter of when. The other thing, as I think surfaced yesterday, which has, I respect the account, but has about no basis to it, is there's an account on Twitter named Nintendeal. They tweet out like their affiliate links for things that are on discount. And yesterday they just tweeted a few words. A Zelda remake. And everyone took this as like, oh my gosh, Zelda remake at the Game Awards. All respect to Nintendeal. This is not a leaker. Why did anybody run with this? I don't know. People were saying Ocarina of Time 4K. I'm like, what this is it's not like that Puro, that bird dude from a few years ago, or like 2 years ago, that was leaking stuff. This is a random account. I don't know what they were hinting at, or if they thought that they knew something and was trying to be a leaker. Respect to them, but I don't know why the internet ran with this one. No Zelda remake happened.
Yeah, so Nintendeal, I was kind of listening to this stuff yesterday, and let's see. I'm trying to grab a
Yep.
here we go. I got a yeah. So a Zelda remake from Nintendo. Now they don't like seem to talk about leaks and stuff all that much,
Right.
but when they have been accurate. They have been and so I'm trying to think. So I'm looking at just Screen Rant right now. Who knows? Like,
Yeah.
so bear with me. But so the Zelda remake tease could be hinting Nintendo's intent to reveal at the Game Awards. No, and Echoes of Wisdom co-developer Grezzo was responsible for the 2019 remake of Link's Awakening. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to see because I was listening to Sunbro talk about this leak, and Nintendo was accurate. I think it was like maybe like on the Switch 2's release date or something like that. Like they were basically Nintendo and Nate the Hate kind of both like nailed that release. I think that's what it was. Again, just
Gotcha.
bear with me from just pulling from memory. But
yeah,
so they don't do this often, but they don't seem to do it if they aren't sure. So
right.
I would say it's probably happening. If there's a Zelda remake in the works, what do you think it is?
Yeah. I was gonna say one thing before that. I mean, he could be right. What if like today at like 3:00 we get Ocarina of Time coming next month? He could be right. I just for the Game Awards, nothing yet. If it is a Zelda remake, that's tough. I don't know. I mean, any of the big ones. I know Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask did get like 3DS stuff, but I feel like it would move numbers, it would move product, I think one of those two, but I don't know like what the most likely one would be. That's kind of where I get stuck.
The article was referencing Oracle of Ages and Oracles of Seasons.
That came to mind. I just didn't know if they'd do it because they already put it on Game Boy Online.
Yeah, I think.
So
I think Link's Awakening is there on Game Boy as well. So it's one of the
Good
few
point.
titles that there's like a remake version, which gives me hope that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess will still get the HD versions.
Nice. Yeah.
So, but those would be fun titles to see in that style for sure. I would enjoy that.
I'll take any Zelda remake at this point. Still waiting on Twilight Princess. I feel like they can still do Twilight Princess and Wind Waker as one of the final Switch 1 games. I mean, they just proved they can, release remakes or remasters, Galaxy 2 on Switch 1 and Switch 2. Like, they don't mind remastering things than putting it on both consoles. I think that's one game that you can put on both consoles. Like, put it out for Switch 1 players. Because you don't want to make new software for Switch 1. I guess after Tomodachi Life, they won't be doing that. Because I don't know why that's on Switch 1. Anywho, I think that's one of the games that they can put over to Switch 1. I could see that. We'll see what happens, though, with the Zelda remake. Final thoughts on the Game Awards. You watched the entire thing. I was telling you before this segment I was watching football. I mean, I don't know. I just can't sit through the Game Awards. There's announcements of games I don't care about. I'm sorry, I can't. And I had 2 fantasy football players going last night, so I had to be locked in. I was locked in. I had Mike Evans. Thank gosh. He did great. No one cares. I didn't watch the whole thing. What are your thoughts on the Game Awards? Out of 10, what would you rate this show, if that's a fair question?
I would give it a 9, honestly. It was the best Game Awards yet. It was... The pacing was good. The production value was there. I feel like it may have been a good idea to put a few more like parental advisory warnings on some of the things, because they were pretty like some crazy adult themed stuff that was being shown. A lot of blood, a lot of like pretty intense monsters and stuff like that. It felt like an event. Honestly, it started to feel more like something I want to look like I could actually look forward to, versus something that I'm just like, well, I'm gonna endure this and hope something cool happens. Like, no, I think Jeff is building something. Like, it just keeps getting better and better. This felt like a leap over last year in in just a really good direction. And I'm actually excited for next year and looking forward to it. So all they need to do for me personally is get Nintendo a bit more on board to like it was back in when Reggie was around.
Right.
And Game Awards are going to be a 10 for me. Like it's they nailed it this year.
Nintendo has been a little bit quiet, but yeah, I'm glad to hear that it was good, because I've seen some people be like, it was mid last year, I'm not watching it. So good to hear that it was good. That's good. Maybe next year I will officially tune in. But folks, those are our thoughts on the Game Awards, the DLC and the remake that never came to be, at least yet. We'll see. They could reveal Mario Kart DLC next week. Who knows? With that said, let's dive into the next segment, the question block segment, where we answer your questions you asked us. Let's go ahead and get to it. My friends, you have made it to the question block segment. If you would like to ask a question to be answered on the show potentially, there are a few ways to do so. Number one, I post on my YouTube community tab every week. It's kind of hard to find because I post a lot, so if you see it, you see it. Number two, you can join our Discord server, link down below, and shoot in the podcast questions Discord channel. You can shoot in there, or you can email Mario Matter questions, plural, @gmail.com. With our first question, Josh, from Manix OP, is Mario Kart World really worth it after the release of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds? I'll start with you.
Yeah, 1000% yes.
Okay.
Like these, I get these kind of questions in my chat all the time when I'm live, and I feel like life is far more enjoyable if you can drink Coke and Pepsi. All right, like it's okay to like Mario Kart and Sonic at the same time. They don't have to be. You don't have to pick a team. You can like both of them for different reasons. Sonic does some things that Mario Kart should do, and Sonic also doesn't feel nearly as good as Mario Kart to me.
Sure.
Like I was hoping, like we mentioned a little bit ago, that there would be warp pipes in World, and that we could warp to different, that the person in first could pick which track you were heading to next to do the next lap. Didn't happen. It did happen in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I think it's a fantastic mechanic. For me, it like Cross Worlds feels, and I wanted to play it on Xbox as well, just to give it a fair shake. It just for some reason, the carts never feel like they're touching the track. Everything feels floaty to me. Whereas in Mario Kart, it feels like your cart is on the track. There's just the feeling to Mario Kart that I can't. The only other game that I feel like has come close is Crash Team Racing, also a great kart racer. So Mario Kart World, completely worth it. You're going to be playing it for different reasons. You're going to be playing with friends. If you want to race at SpongeBob and those other options, like play both. They're both solid games. And I know I've got friends on both sides of the fence on this, that some like Sonic better, some like Mario Kart better. We gamers win here. We get great kart racing games.
Right. Sega do what Nintendo don't, and Nintendo do what Sega don't. So it's all different here. But my answer, I probably go Mario Kart World. Something about it just feels a little bit better. I don't know. I feel more like you said, like the cart is on the ground. I feel like I can control my cart better. Not that this is a knock on Sonic. I just wanted to say it. This doesn't count towards my decision. I don't know what any of the items do in Sonic. Like, I don't know. I get like a freaking squid. I'm like, what do I do with that? I don't even know. But Mario Kart, I like a lot. Controls better. You do get the cross worlds part of Sonic, and that's fun. Like you said, we can have our Coke and our Pepsi. That's neat, but that doesn't, for me, make it better than Mario Kart World. I enjoy the nice graphics of Mario Kart World, the nice smooth controls, the easy controls. It's classic. All your favorite characters are there. Sonic does have Steve and Alex and SpongeBob and all that, but I definitely lean Mario Kart World. Has Knockout Tour, all the good stuff. Mario Kart World, I think, is definitely worth it over Sonic Racing, even though it is $10 more if you didn't buy the bundle. That's my answer. Let's pronounce this name. Sozhijo asks, do you think the Switch OLED, is still worth buying in 2025? Because I want to for Christmas. Start with you.
the Switch library is amazing. If you're just now getting into it and the Switch 2 is not an option for you, absolutely the OLED is worth it. Like you'll have years of fun with that system. Like no question. If you can swing the extra like couple $100, then or even $100, then try to get the Switch 2, honestly, because you're gonna have access to that whole library plus what's coming. So but if I'm getting my girlfriend's daughter a Switch Lite this year.
You got it right that time.
Got it right that time. So because again, there's so many great games that you still have access to, and you're going to continue to have access to into 2026 for a little bit here. So well, according to the Mega Man trailer, into 2027, because that had a Switch 1 logo on it as well as Switch 2. So you'll still have some access to some great games. So I would say do it.
Mm-hmm. I lean no. I'm like, if you're gonna pay $350 for the OLED, I think even if you have to wait a year, save the extra 100 and get a Switch 2. I just think that it's great. The first few months, a honeymoon. It's awesome. You're playing Switch 1 games. But next year, the year after, when you spent your $350 on the OLED, you're going to see Mario Tennis Fever come out. Can't play it. Yoshi in the Mysterious Book. Can't play it. All these new games you can't play, and you're not getting any new games for the Switch 1. I mean, yes, there's a ton there to go back and play, but you're not getting the new stuff. I would say even if it's a year, wait for the Switch 2. That's just my take. You'll have a ton of fun with the OLED. I just think if you're already in the range, it's different if you're saying, should I buy a Switch Lite or a Switch 2? That's a big price difference. But if you're already paying $350, I think even if it's a year, if it's a year and a half, save up the extra 100. That's my take. That's my input there. Is that crazy?
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. My thought process was, based on the sentence structure, I'm assuming the person may be a little bit younger, and it may be, hey, my parents can't afford.
That's true.
But if they can't afford the OLED, absolutely, like, don't wait on that. If you're buying it yourself, yes, wait an extra couple months, save up to get the Switch 2. That's
good point.
That, like, you're absolutely correct. I was thinking of it more from because it said Christmas, and I'm thinking, okay, it maybe they're asking Santa. You know what I mean? Like,
right. That's smart.
If Switch 2 is out of the question, then still go for a Switch 1 because you're going to be playing some great games.
You answered that from the better angle. I'm just shooting straight over here. I'll just Switch 2 first. Jabubble asks, how long do you think until we get a DS accessory for the Switch 2 using the USB-C port on the top of the console? Have you seen this sort of stuff flying around? Like, the DS compatibility. You turn the Switch 2 upside down and you put in a new screen, and like you connect the Joy-Cons upside down. Is this happening at some point?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Virtual Boy almost like said, yeah, anything's possible at this point.
Yeah.
The fact that they are selling the Virtual Boy, which I pre-ordered one, by the way, I'm part of the problem.
Wait, can you pre-order it yet? Because I missed it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man, it's probably gone now, isn't it?
I'll check while we're chatting. I'll let you know.
Oh, but, I got to do that. Sorry, keep on going.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. So I mean, we talked about it on the Mario Drive, right? Like, I love DS and 3DS, and I loved playing those games on my Wii U. And so I want this now. Now, to play it handheld, that's fine. That's cool. But I just want the option for docked so that I can play. Like, I don't want them to pull a Virtual Boy with this and have it only be available handheld. I want to be able to stream those games and potentially play those games with the community, because you get Mario Kart DS on Nintendo Switch Online. Now you can play with, like, I think it's 8 people,
right?
Your fun battle mode, I think, is this. You're battle moding on a DS. Remember, like, back in the day, like, they were fantastic. So
great.
I'm ready for this now. I think Mike Odyssey, he's found a number of patents that's kind of showing that something like this is potentially happening. And I'll take it even a step further. I want to see all the way up to the Wii in Virtual Console before the Switch 2's life cycle is up. I want to have every generation up because I feel like the Wii U, we have almost every one of those games on the Switch at this point. But with the secondary screen, I do wonder what would be possible for something like Nintendo Land, and if they could figure out a way to make that a reality as well, because that's such a fun game. So, the more we can get all of I want to be able to play every Zelda game on Switch 2. I want to play every Mario game on Switch 2. 3D Land, Link Between Worlds, like all that stuff. So I hope it's 2027 that we see this come to fruition.
You covered it great. I agree with all of it. My biggest problem, so how long do I think to answer the question? I think if it ever happens, I think maybe 2-3 years, honestly. I just see it being far. I just see it far away. I don't know if that's accurate. I see it far. Here's the biggest problem. If they're selling, to my knowledge, plastic Virtual Boy accessory for $100, what is this screen gonna cost? This is gonna be like $250. This is gonna be nuts. So I don't know who's getting this. I mean, at the lowest, $150. Can they do that? I mean, it's just DS games unless they want to use it for more stuff. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I might be kind of blowing it out of proportion here. What I'm picturing is like the same size screen as the Switch 2. What if they just do like a little small square for DS? But then that kind of looks weird. I don't know, man. I just see the price being a problem here.
Potentially. Yeah, the other thing is I wonder if you have a Switch OLED laying around, if it could be the top screen.
Right.
Like, because it has the USB-C at the bottom. If that would be something that works. Depending on how, if 1080p screens are not that much, and if they don't worry about a super high refresh rate because they're just focused on DS games being played on it, then potentially you could be sitting at a $99 option. I think, because I think some of those screens are relatively cheap. Now, if you're going to give us a duplicate Switch 2 screen, you're looking at at a pretty penny. Virtual Boy is still available, so you are safe.
Let's go. Are you buying the full one or the little cardboard one?
I may end up getting both of them. So the nice thing too is it takes your Switch 1 and your Switch 2. So I think one of my Switch 1s may be a permanent resident inside the Virtual Boy. So
that'd be cool.
I was looking at Mario Clash, I made a video about that. We're getting 3D Mario next year on Virtual Boy, and it honestly looks really fun. I'm just disappointed that I can't play it docked and be able to stream these games or get capture footage easily with them.
That part's really weird to me. I don't get that part because you can emulate them just fine on the big screen. I don't know why that is, or if they're just doing it for money. I don't know if they're all right, buy our stuff. Here's the other thing. Last thing I was going to joke about with the DS accessory. If they let you use your Switch OLED, if you put the two USB-C ports together, you need some sort of a adapter. That's gonna be like $50. They want their money somehow. That's gonna be expensive. I don't know. Just if you want DS games, get ready to shell out at least $50. We'll see what happens.
I see what you did there. DS shell. Good. Nice.
That was not even intentional. That was not even intentional. But that's a great catch. Finally, to end off with a funny, lighthearted question. Sonu Matu asks, if you sweat in a sweater, aren't you the sweater?
This is real. Yeah. This is real. I'm going to throw on my...
sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll throw on my Kirby sweater and test it out. I think that's... I think it's real.
I just wanted to put it on here because it's the holiday season. People are going to wear sweaters. Guys, if you sweat in the sweater... You are the sweater. You are the sweater in a sweater. Okay.
The great dad joke.
I don't know why I put
well
this
done.
Someone asked me for a joke yesterday, and I said, what's a duck's favorite snack? Cheese and quackers. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. That one's not bad. It's not too bad. But folks, thank you very much for listening to the Mario Matter episode 170. Thank you, Josh, for coming on. We appreciate it. If you want to plug your links, your socials, or any upcoming projects that you have, the floor is yours, my friend. You can do so now.
Yeah, well, I'm N64Josh everywhere, and I stream a lot of Mario Kart, Mario Party, do the Nintendo Powercast, which is a twice a day podcast, and so that's happening. Mondays are the fun show. We're doing something called Nintendo Face Off, where last week we put Mario 3 against Mario World, and chat decides who. The poll in chat decides which game is the winner. So a few salty people at the end of it, but that's a ton of fun. If you guys are into some into the holiday the holiday cheer, you're into that. Every year I pull my guitar off the wall here and I do about 30-minute like Christmas party where I just sing Christmas carols.
That's
with the
cool.
Chat. And so that's where my Kirby Christmas sweater will come into play. Maybe some holiday glasses with lights on them, and that's going to happen next Friday at 9 or 10 Eastern. So
I will try and make that. Guess what time that is on the West Coast?
You ready? 6 or 7.
It's about 6 or 7. All right, folks. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will talk to you all next week for even more Nintendo goodness. Maybe even some Mario Kart World DLC. I can only hope. I'll see you all then. Adios.